Do you ever try to look for shapes in clouds? Have you seen a face burned into your toast? Pareidolia is a psychological phenomenon that causes people to see patterns in random material objects. Pareidolia is the tendency for incorrect perception of items such as patterns and shapes, giving them human meaning. We see shapes in clouds. We see faces in inanimate objects. The concept of pareidolia may extend to include hidden messages and recorded music played in reverse or at higher or lower than normal speeds. Thus hearing indistinct voices in random noise such as that produced by air conditioners or fans. Pareidolia can be considered a subcategory of apophenia, which is the tendency to mistakenly perceive connections and meaning between unrelated things. Common examples are perceived images of animals, faces, or objects in cloud formations or on rocks and mountains. Examples like the man in the moon or the moon rabbit, and other lunar pareidolia come to mind. Pareidolia was at one time considered a symptom of human psychosis, but it is now seen as a normal human tendency. Pareidolia is not confined to humans. Scientists have for years taught computers to use visual clues to see faces and other images. This often leads to people assigning human characteristics to objects. Usually this is simplified to people seeing faces in objects where there isn't one. Evolutionary psychologists argue that the phenomenon of pareidolia was advantageous to our ancestors. They argue that it helped them to survive for the various reasons. Like babies are more likely to be cared for if they experience pareidolia. Astronomer Carl Sagan theorized that those infants who a million years ago were unable to recognize a face smiled back less, were less likely to win the hearts of their parents, and less likely to prosper. Therefore, it could be argued that this survival has allowed pareidolia to pass on through the generations. It was also a protection from predators. It was safer for the ancestors we evolved from, to assume they seen a face, even where there wasn't one. Christopher French, from the British Psychological Society, says, "A classic example is the Stone Age guy standing there, scratching his beard, wondering whether that rustling in the bushes really is a saber-toothed tiger. You're much more likely to survive if you assume it's a saber-toothed tiger and get the hell out of there, otherwise you may end up some other being's lunch." It has been hypothesized that people who are more religious, or believe in the supernatural, are more prone to pareidolia. Studies show that neurotic people, and people in negative moods, are more likely to experience pareidolia. And the reason for this seems to be that these people are on higher alert for danger. So, they are more likely to spot something that isn't really there. Women seem to be more prone to seeing faces where there are none. This may be linked to the fact that they have a better ability to recognize emotions through decoding facial expressions. Whoever you are, whatever you're doing, you can experience pareidolia. Don't let it shock you, it's just your ancient survival instincts kicking in. Pareidolia is the logical explanation for most religious or UFO sightings. This has led to a lot of money changing hands from strong believers, who claim these appearances are evidence of some sort. In 2004, a 10-year-old cheese sandwich sold for $28,000 on eBay. It's because it was perceived to have the image of the Virgin Mary burned onto it.